Coming up on Carolina News.
We're not going to let up on this.
An update on the death of Brianna Rabin. What are police investigating and how is the community responding?
Plus, the Gamecock women's basketball team made history last night. See what the coaches and players had to say.
And find out how one simple swab of the cheek could help save a life.
All this and more now on Carolina News.
Live from the capital city, Carolina News brings you your news first. With breaking news and in-depth reporting. Up-to-the-minute weather. And all your sports news and highlights. It's all here, now, on Carolina News.
Hello and welcome to Carolina News. I'm Kara Stokes.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brittany Peacock.
The death of Elgin teen Brianna Rabin has strongly impacted the community.
I went out to find the latest update on the crime and what police are doing to investigate.
It's been 2 days since police found the body of 18-year-old Brianna Rabin in Kershaw County. People in the Lugoff-Elgin community are still having a hard time believing it.
It's like shocking, like knowing someone I went to school with that happened to, and it's sad, like knowing someone in our community would do that to someone so young and like just graduated.
With 6 police investigators on the case, Sheriff James Matthews says that this case will be their #1 priority, and he has confidence that they will find who did it.
I feel good. I'm optimistic. Sometimes our optimism is shut down when the lead that we go after ends up to be not a good lead. So it's kind of an emotional roller coaster for everybody.
The Kershaw County Coroner's Office did release today that Brianna Rabin died from asphyxiation due to strangulation. However, after talking with the sheriff, he does wish that information had not been released. And he also wishes that students would not post rumors on social media.
If it's not coming from this office to the media, through the legitimate media outlets, it's just a rumor and it should not be believed.
Sheriff Matthews says investigators plan to interview a person of interest, and he predicts there will be an arrest in the coming days.
We'll have more updates on the case as police continue to investigate. Anyone with information is encouraged to call Crime Stoppers at 1-888-CRIME-SC. Tensions between the Ukraine and Russia continue to escalate today. Armed men are surrounding the main airport in Ukraine's southern region of Crimea. Crimea's airspace was closed today, with no planes being allowed to take off or land. A Ukrainian official has accused Russian forces of staging an armed invasion in the region. Crimea is a pro-Russian stronghold. Ukraine's newly approved prime minister says the country's future rests in closer ties to Europe, not Russia. Ousted President Viktor Yanukovych spoke out today saying he is still Ukraine's leader. Despite security efforts and no cameras allowed, the U.S. Supreme Court was filmed while in session today. A group apparently managed to sneak past security and recorded the session, putting the video on YouTube. This is believed to be the first video of the Supreme Court in session. The only previous photos are from the 1930s when cameras were smuggled into the court. This video was recorded by an advocacy group that pushes for campaign finance reform. Security apprehended the man filming in seconds, and now he is facing federal charges.
And now we have Catherine Ramirez to take a first look at our weather.
It's a sunny day here in 5 Points, even though it's a little chilly. Temperatures are in the low 50s, but they're going to drop into the low 40s tonight, so if you're headed to the Clemson baseball game, you may need to bring a jacket. You might need an umbrella Saturday before temperatures warm up as we head into next week. I'll give you the full forecast coming up on the newscast.
And the USC women's basketball team celebrated their first SEC championship last night. They defeated Georgia 67-56 to clinch the title. It is the first time they have gone undefeated at home since the 1978-79 season. SEC Commissioner Mike Slive was there to present the trophy. Coach Don Staley says it was truly special to have the commissioner on hand.
I call Commissioner Slive the Godfather because he's so soft-spoken and just a real powerful man to take out time of his day to present us. And I do believe he's never presented to any of the team in the history of the SEC. So we feel truly special.
Staley hopes her team will be rewarded with a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament. Emily McDonald will have more on the game in sports.
Though most people have recovered from the severe weather from a few weeks ago, the American Red Cross is still struggling to meet the needs of their donors. The organization held a blood drive in partnership with the City of Columbia to try and find more donors. Michael Strange donates blood to the American Red Cross on a regular basis.
The American Red Cross does a great job with helping people in times of crisis, so just wanted to make sure that I did my part and help support people as much as possible.
And he knows firsthand why it's so important for the Red Cross to have blood ready for those in need.
Actually, I needed a blood transfusion when I was 12. I had an appendicitis, which was pretty severe, and I lost a lot of blood. And if it wasn't for people giving blood through programs like the American Red Cross, I would have been in a pretty desperate situation, so I was very thankful. So.
Strange is one of the many people who came out Friday morning to give a little of themselves for a good cause.
It's been very steady today, so I'm very hopeful that we will make goal today.
The goal is to collect 250 units of blood, and Austin says every one of them is needed after the recent bouts of bad weather.
2 weeks ago when we had the ice and snow, we lost about 1,500 units, the opportunity to collect about 1,500 units of blood.
South Carolina already doesn't have a large, steady supply of blood to pull from.
And South Carolina is an importing state. We do not collect enough blood in our state to supply our hospitals and our patients.
Austin says that can be fixed by teaching people how much the Red Cross needs blood donors.
If more people were educated about the need for blood and about how easy it is to donate blood, hopefully more people would come out to donate.
The blood drive goes from 5 until 5 p.m. today in the lobby of the Columbia Metropolitan Convention Center. Student government and Be the Match came together today to help save the life of a fellow Gamecock. Madeline Mann tells us how a simple cotton swab could be the answer to one family's prayers.
ROTC cadet and USC sophomore Eric Valanuv is hoping for good news. His father, Tom, was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer in December 2012.
It's a form of cutaneous T-cell lymphoma called Sézary syndrome.
To survive, Eric's dad needs a stem cell transplant. And as much as he wants to help, Eric is not sure if he will be a match.
The chances of me being a match are even slimmer than, say, if it were his brother and sister who actually were not matches, and even they only have a 25% chance.
With his father's life on the line, Eric reached out to his fellow Gamecocks.
I was approached by Eric because of his father's needs, and the company that we're working with, which is Be the Match, they contain a whole registry, so they save lots and lots of lives.
Alexi McHugh organized today's Marrow Registry Drive Test for Tom. The swab drive was held in the Russell House Ballroom, and the turnout was huge.
We have one of our cadets' father that's in need, so we decided to come down and give our support.
It's just really important to us because we kind of see ourselves as a family, not just here at USC, but also at the ROTC department too. So we're just happy that we can help out.
I'm here to get tested, show support since this is the program I came from, and one team, one fight, the whole military, thought process.
The process is quick. All you have to do is swab your cheeks, but the impact is huge. Be the Match facilitates around 5,800 transplants every year. A spokeswoman from Be the Match says college students are their most valuable donors. She says 90% of all bone marrow donors are 18 to 25 years old. Eric hopes one of those will help his dad.
It's just really cool to see a bunch of people come out and help out. It's really, truly amazing, and it means a lot to me and my family. I mean, and if the match doesn't come out of this for him, then somebody else. Whoever can help is awesome. So I hope that it does benefit somebody, if not my dad.
Madeline Mann, Carolina News.
They're still working on getting a final count, but Eric tells us they already have more than 350 donors from today.
There are new dogs at Columbia Metropolitan Airport, not drug dogs or assistant dogs, but therapy dogs. Aaron Torbett tells us how these dogs can help passengers fly more at ease and stress-free.
At first glance, someone might think these dogs are assistance dogs. But if you take a closer look, you'll see the vest reads, "Please pet me." Stephen Eagle was more than happy to stop and pet Loki.
They're used for calming people down, and it's just good to be around animals.
And that's just what Loki and German Shepherd Ziva are here for. They are certified airport therapy dogs.
It's okay. That's what I'm here for you to pet me, to love on me. How are you?
Airport customer service manager Lynn Douglas says bringing the dogs to the airport has lowered stress for many passengers.
There's something about having that dog here that just kind of makes your cares go away when you've got this friendly dog that wants you to pet him or her.
Ziva's owner, David Smith, says he's glad he and Ziva can play a role in helping passengers relax before they board their planes.
She's a nice, friendly dog. Seemed like something like, I've seen the people out here, and it's the only way I could think of to help them out.
Columbia Metropolitan Airport is one of few airports across the nation that has therapy dogs. Loki has been here since November, and passengers love him.
Many take a moment to visit with the dogs because they have pets of their own.
And I was attracted because, I have a yellow lab.
In a busy world of travel, Ziva and Loki bring a feeling of comfort and home. At Columbia Metropolitan Airport, where flying is less stressful, Erin Torbett, Carolina News.
Therapy dogs are also used at hospitals, nursing homes, and businesses. Visit therapydogs.com to find out how you can become a trainer and own a therapy dog.
Coming up on Carolina News, local tech people were out in full force last night. See what products Columbia merchants are promoting. With technology jobs being one of the hottest in the market, it's more important than ever for cities to house tech companies for job growth. The USC Columbia Technology Incubator promoting new tech companies in our city. Chris Stanley was at last night's showcase to see what new companies you could see in our city very soon.
This unassuming building on Laurel Street is where new ideas are brought to life. The USC Columbia Technology Incubator has been providing help for tech startups here in the city, from aspiring professionals to USC students with a dream.
That's pretty awesome. They really threw us in the deep end, but it's exciting. They're asking us the tough questions, and we're getting prepared to actually do this. So.
With the help of the incubator, Austin Precy and Bill Brower now have the funding necessary to launch the new idea they call CRIT.
It's an online design communities for designers, and it's really focused on thoughtful discussion and critique and really improving.
But Austin and Bill aren't the only ones here. Down this hall, professionals have set up to showcase their ideas too. What once started out as a small venture has now brought over 200 people into one building for the passion of starting up technology companies here in Columbia. Ideas can range from the simple,
so it makes it a lot more functional and easier to use while you're riding your bike,
to the complex.
So imagine I could log into this robot and control it from anywhere in the world.
3D printers to new innovative websites were just some of the technology ideas on display. Incubator directors were thrilled to see the turnout.
It's a new and wonderful thing for us to have over 200 people of the caliber of folks that have showed up that can materially help these companies get up.
Coming to you where dreams and tech mingle, Chris Stanley, Carolina News.
To find out more about all the companies on display at the showcase, you can visit our website at datelinecarolina.com.
From local extraterrestrial technology, NASA has made some new discoveries. NASA says it has discovered 715 new planets. The Kepler Space Telescope discovered the planets, which were verified using a new technique. This is the biggest single discovery of planets ever made. 4 of the planets are in the habitable zone, which NASA says means they could potentially support life. NASA expects the next batch of data will reveal even more planets.
Sandra Bullock earned a lot more than an Oscar nod for her performance in Gravity. Her payday for the film is truly out of this world. According to Hollywood Reporter, Bullock could make more than $70 million for her starring role, receiving $20 million up front and $50 million more in a back-end deal that gives Bullock 15% of the studio's box office take. And the 86th Academy Awards are this Sunday. Dancing Queen Ellen DeGeneres will be hosting Hollywood's biggest party for the second time, the first being back in 2007. Gravity and American Hustle lead the pack with 10 nominations apiece. Man, those movies are great, and I can't wait to see which movies come home with the most awards.
Even better, I can't wait to see what the celebrities are going to wear.
Absolutely. Coming up after the break, Catherine Ramirez is at the baseball stadium to give you a review of this weekend's weather. Catherine's going to give us a preview now. Catherine, what is it looking like out there?
Temperatures are in the low 50s here at Carolina Stadium, but those are going to drop before the Clemson game tonight, so you may need to bring a jacket. I'll tell you more about that and the weekend weather coming up after the break.
Welcome back to Carolina News.
We have Catherine Ramirez in the studio to tell you about your weekend weather forecast. Can we expect to have some nice weather for the baseball game, Catherine?
You know, it's going to be clear, but when we take a look at the weather, it might be a little bit chillier than people want it to be. But right now, our current conditions have us sitting at 57 degrees, and it's nice and sunny out with only a 6-mile-per-hour wind, so it's not too bad, and has a very low 26% humidity. So that's great, because here in Columbia, it's always a little bit higher than this chance of rain. Sunday is going to be beautiful with 71 degrees and clear and sunny. Monday is going to be the highest of the weekend with 73, but it's going to be partly cloudy. And then it's going to rain on Tuesday, 62, and Wednesday is going to get a little bit more colder with 54 degrees. So Sunday's definitely going to be the best day to head outside.
Definitely perfect weather for the baseball game on Sunday.
Yep.
But coming up, we're going to see how the women's basketball team won their first ever SEC championship. Welcome back. We have Emily now with us for sports.
How big was that basketball game last night for the women, Emily?
It was really huge, so important for them. The women's basketball team has been undefeated at home all season. Last night was their last home game and a chance to make history. It was senior night for the Lady Gamecocks, but it meant even more. If they won the game, they'd not only have an undefeated season at home, but they'd win the SEC. It was a slow start for USC and Georgia. Both teams had a hard time getting shots to fall and taking care of the ball in general. But with plenty of fouls called on both sides, the Gamecocks took advantage of the free shots, shooting 100% from the free throw line in the first half, putting the Gamecocks up by 12 at halftime. Georgia came out in the second half refusing to go down without a fight, but what saved the Gamecocks was the power underneath. Elena Coates and Elam Ibiam dominated the boards on defense, not allowing the Georgia offense many second chances. The Bulldogs' frustration showed and ended up putting them in foul trouble for the second time in the game. Even with a near fight breaking out, the Lady Gamecocks still kept dancing. And with support from Cocky and a rowdy 12,000-strong Gamecock crowd, they danced their way to an SEC title. Coach Staley says they're in a good position, but still have to finish out the regular season.
To be SEC champions, I think they put us in a position to be able to compete with the rest of the country. And, hopefully we'll be able to do that by first going down and competing against a tough Tennessee team on Sunday, and then the SEC tournament. And then we'll just take it from there.
This is the first time the women's basketball team has won the SEC. Tip-off for the Tennessee game is at 2:30. The softball team beat number 3 in the nation, Arizona State, last night. Senior right fielder Chelsea Hawkins went 3 for 3 with a double, home run, and 2 RBIs, helping to beat the Sun Devils 3-2 in the first day of the ASU Slugger Invitational. And it's the day baseball fans in the Palmetto State have been waiting for. Tonight, USC and Clemson face off here in Columbia at 7 p.m. The Gamecocks are undefeated so far this season, and the Tigers have lost 1. LeBron James is causing a stir, but it's not because of how he played. He recently broke his nose going up for a dunk and returned to the starting lineup last night in this mask. People are comparing him to Hannibal Lecter, Darth Vader, and Batman. Even teammate Chris Bosh tweeted this picture of himself posing in the mask. LeBron still dropped 31 points against the Knicks.
That is too funny. It doesn't seem like it hindered his game at all, though.
Not at all. He's still, the king of basketball.
Yeah, even though he was a little scary there in some of those pictures.
Right. Well, coming up on Carolina News, see how one family is making the best of a rough winter.
One Wisconsin family is making the best of a rough winter. The Burkholz family created a winter wonderland in their own backyard, complete with a 20-foot American bobsled sculpture, a snow cave with a laser show you can see at night, and an ice rink. The Burkholz family says they sometimes will spend the night in the ice cave playing cards and drinking hot chocolate. Richard Burkholz says it's his family's way of enjoying the winter weather.
Well, that's one way to, take a really tough situation and make it really, really fun.
It brings a whole new meaning to camping out in the backyard, that's for sure.
Right, but I don't think we'll be getting any snow like that. But Catherine, could you let us take one last look at the 5-day forecast?
We can. So we will not be getting any snow, but tomorrow morning we might have some showers with 62 degrees, but then on Sunday it's going to warm up with a nice 71 degrees and no chance of rain, so you definitely should go outside on Sunday and take advantage of that. Monday's looking to be partly cloudy, but with a warm 73 degrees. Tuesday it's going to rain again and go back down to 62, and then Wednesday it's going to drop even more to 54, but it shouldn't rain that much on Wednesday, so it'll still be a little sunny with just a lower temperature.
Thank you, Catherine. Those 70s look like they're going to be beautiful. I cannot wait to see those next week.
Me either. I'm so ready for spring.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for being with us.
See you tomorrow, and have a great evening.